All right, so today we have Justin Hawkins here talking about the TBT team and the Panamaniac. I'm doing something on Brandon for later. Just like, what's your relationship with him, and what do you think about him like putting all this work into not only getting the TBT to New Mexico through the enchantment team, but then also all the work that it's taken to get the Panamaniacs as well in the tournament. Like,
So my relationship with B Mace goes back to when I just had first came to New Mexico State. I B Mace, it might have been like his first year as a pro or second year. They won the championship with the T-Birds up at Albuquerque in the D League, G League now. And he came and somebody told me that he was a player, he was a pro from New Mexico State. I was trying to kill him. I was trying to kill him all day. It was my birthday that day. We played after he rented a limo and we ended up going out that night and we had an amazing time. And from that moment, he's been like a big bro to me, honestly. If ever I was like, we was in the same area, we always connected. And I'm really proud of him, man. It's amazing that the work that he's putting in for New Mexico to make it, to try to bring some recognition to the basketball here in this area and being one of the, kind of the next, I guess like forefathers or something to like take New Mexico basketball from just being like a place where they play basketball to something that's like on a national stage. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. And if anybody can do it, it's B Mace, the man of the people. So yeah, I'm proud of him.
how much have you kind of, you were training players at one point. Like, have you kind of, did you take those things from the things that he's done, I guess, or?
I mean, I think that was my heart as well. It's just, I think we all was placed here for a reason. It's Las Cruces, New Mexico. When I came to Las Cruces, I had never heard of it before. And after being here, there is talent, we're like, B Mace is a basketball player. And so we see basketball players, but there's nobody to like advocate for them. And so B Mace, just like myself, that's really all that we seek to do is just be an advocate for the next generation. If they can play, they can play, and we have experience as pros that we can give to them. And so we try to do that as much as possible. But yeah, man, a lot of times it's just, out of sight, out of mind. So it is, I think we never necessarily just talked about it. It's something that we was both going to do, but we was always, I think it's just the same heart, man, just to see the basketball community grow in the state of New Mexico.
So you're on the Panamaniacs, but you've played in this tournament before. Can you talk about those particular teams that you played with, and like how is it different or unique from pro basketball and college basketball?
Before I played for Team Utah, so it was like, I went to Utah my first 2 years. My buddies that I went there with, we played together. And the thing that I really recognize in the TBT is like, and this is really a life key here, is like unity. If two people can go together, they can go really far. And that team that I played with Team Utah, 3 of those guys, we played on the same AAU team together. One had been playing with since like 6th grade. And then we played at Utah together. So our chemistry on the floor, it was second to none. The physicality is very physical because it's like men out there playing for money.
Yeah.
The speed of the game is probably in between the NBA and the college level, which is more like an overseas
Okay.
style of game. Guys can shoot the ball. The line is a little bit shorter, or it might be the same size now because they switched to college line. But yeah, it's just you have to be together as a team, and you got to play hard. Um, I was actually talking with somebody in the gym a couple of days ago about the Elam ending.
Yep.
I think that creates an interesting way for the game to end. It actually keeps the other team really in the game with an opportunity to win. So that's something different, but it's basketball at the end of the day, you know.
I wanted to ask you as a player about the Elam ending. Um, so you mentioned both sides, like obviously you have an advantage if you're winning. Have you been on both sides of that score though? In any of the TBT games that you've played in, and how is it different when you're leading versus how if you're trailing?
So I haven't been. They didn't have the Elam ending
Okay.
the times that I played,
Okay.
but just in watching the game and like reading the rules on the Elam ending, uh, it's it's an opportunity where both teams have a chance to win. So like if you're losing, you're not out of the game because it's actually very difficult for the offensive team. There's like automatic pressure on you, right? You want to try to take good shots. In a regular game, if it's 2 minutes left, you're probably gonna, you're gonna shoot only because the clock is running out. But now, with the Elam ending, you're working it around trying to get a good shot. A lot of times it leaves teams, having bad possessions. And that defensive team, if they could just keep, digging in, they could, find an opportunity to get back in the game. So
Okay.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm going to just play basketball. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
So what did you make of NMSU's team for Brandon forming the Panamaniacs, and then what do you make of the roster and your role in that squad? He explained to me that you're kind of the leader in the group chat so far. I mean that doesn't surprise me at all, but I was going to see what you see your role on the team as.
That's the thing that I really buy into now. When I was younger and I was here in New Mexico State, I was a leader, but I probably didn't really accept that all the way. Now, at 37 years old and somebody who that's what I do every day now is like do leadership training.
Okay.
Being a leader is something that I naturally just kind of step into. And I think that when you're playing in the game, if you want to make a team, that's the best thing that you could do is be a leader. Every coach wants one. And so that's what I'm going to do, not just vocally, but, with my play as well, offensively and defensively, being brutally honest, if need be, in a situation like this, it doesn't help if you got guys that are being like passive aggressive. We have to put things out on the table and move forward quickly, or else, you get bounced out. But as far as the team is, I'm very excited. I think that you got two guys, Zach Lofton, who is a scorer by nature. You need a guy like that who is like a volume type shooter. Then you got JY, who's now, a vet, who the game is slowed down for him, but still a knockdown shooter. I'm really excited to play with him again. We actually played together overseas, and I was like banged up a lot, so we didn't really get to play a whole lot together. So I'm looking forward to that. And just everybody else, man, seeing what they have. Some of the players I've seen play and never played with them, and you always wonder, when I was doing commentating, like, man, what it would be like if I was out here with these guys. So now I get an opportunity to, give what I have and see how we could all blend together, hopefully for a win.
Yeah, you were with I don't remember exactly how many years you were with Jack, but did you see Terrell Brown play?
I did. I think I saw Terrell Brown both years that he was
Okay.
here. Yeah.
And I think you know Ian pretty well. I think that was an
Yeah.
important guy to add.
Absolutely. I didn't mention Ian now, but me and Ian, we've worked out and played together since he came to New Mexico State. And so he's always been like a little brother to me. And we've talked on the phone here over these weeks since they put together the team. So I'm excited for him and playing with him, getting him getting out there with him. Ian is like steady, he's super cool. And so that's a good piece to have out there as well. But he's like a killer at the same time. He makes big shots. So yeah, I think we have a good team. Honestly, I think we have a really good team. And I'm excited and ready to go.
What do you know about the UNM team? What do you think of those guys? Have you played against those guys overseas or with them overseas? And then
I have.
yeah.
Yeah, I have. I've played against a few guys. Darrington Hobson, we had a lot of battles in the G League against each other when he was at Santa Cruz. I always liked his game. J.R. Smith, J.R. Giddens. We've battled it out, whether in college, overseas, in the G League. I feel like we played against each other everywhere. And so that's always fun, to play against him. Some of the other guys I've seen before, I've been up to practice when Paul Ware was at UNM and seen some of those guys practice. We played against them in the alumni game.
Yeah.
Was that 4 years ago now or something? So yeah, I've seen them. We have a pretty good feel for them. Preston's put together some film of them, and they're a good team. though. They're a really good team.
So you mentioned chemistry a while back here. You guys are about to start practice this week. We're talking here on Thursday. I think you're going to go today, tomorrow, and Saturday, and then head up to Albuquerque. How do you build like on the court? You guys have been talking, group chat and film and maybe whatever else you guys have been doing, but like on the court, how do you iron out some of these important things in such a short period of time? Like, what is the focus in these practices here?
And that is the focus of practice, is to build chemistry. Preston kind of said that we were going to get up and down a lot and play out of different things that we're going to look to run, different sets or a certain style that we're going to try to play. He's going to let us get up and down. But I think the biggest thing is just everybody, number one, has to come in and just be who they are from day one. And then from there, number two, we just hold each other accountable to that. Somebody shoot a bad shot or something, you forgive, you move forward, and you keep playing. There's one goal. That's something that I'm sure that we'll probably talk about a lot. And that's just to get a W and not try to put it on the individual player. But at the same time, I totally understand that everybody has to do what they do. They have to play hard, and if you're a shooter, shoot. If you're a driver, drive. You're a defender, play defense. But you have to do what you do and do it with your all. So that's probably the best way, I would say, build chemistry.
So when I've talked about the roster to Brandon and Preston, I really like your guards. You're kind of like you played more of a perimeter player as a pro. You were inside in college. Is this going to be a small ball lineup? Do you think that's the best lineup for this NMSU team? With yourself as maybe a big and
I mean, I'm sure at some point in time we probably will play that way. I don't know if it's the best lineup. We'll have to see, kind of how everybody is going. We are really good with guards. And so, yeah, I do see myself playing inside a lot more. That's probably, that was more of the strength of my game. I could shoot from the outside as a catch and shoot guy, and I could create some plays from the perimeter. But I like to mix it up from the inside. I think the game start inside out anyway. So For
Okay.
me to get down and bang a little bit, it's not a problem. And then if I do play the five, I got a mismatch against a 5-man on a closeout. I take that every time. So yeah, I'm sure you will see that lineup from time to time. I said how often, it just depends on how it looks when it's out there.
Okay. What did you think of the Pit as a player? Did you play at Utah? Did you guys go to Albuquerque at Utah, or was NMSU? Okay, so you played there as in two different uniforms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the Pit is it's a historic gym, and it is difficult to play. It's difficult for teams to win there on the road. I know one game in particular, we played UNM my sophomore year at Utah, and I think we were ranked like 4th in the country at that time. We hadn't lost a game in like months, and we went down there and they just handed it to us. It was bad. And so then when I came here, I felt like I know my senior year, we played the same day that I had my oldest daughter. So that was a tough one for me, having to drive to the game. But our junior year, they kind of handed it to us there too. So yeah, we haven't had, from the teams I was on, we haven't had the best performances there. But I know some of these guys here have been able to go up there and get a win. So I'm looking to get my first one here come Monday night. But it's a historic gym. The fans there are amazing. And yeah, it's going to be fun.
What's it been like to you as a vet, reconnecting with the university these last couple of weeks?
It's been great. Honestly, I look forward and hope that I'll be able to connect with them a lot more in the future. I think that the players are valuable, and we've had a lot of guys come through here that have gifts and talents that they could give back to the university and to the community, not just with dollars, but their testimony, their life, the stories, the things that they've gone through. Now, going on and playing professionally and becoming men. I hope that I could connect with, Mario. I met Coach Heyer here in the gym over the last couple of days, being around him. He seems like an amazing guy, very high energy. I think he's going to do good things here with this program to continue kind of the run that we've been having here. But it's been great, and I'm hopeful that I'll be able to do some more things here with the school over the next few years.
And last thing is just if you wanted to give people an update on what you're up to these days, like your day job.
Yeah, so I work for Fellowship of Christian Athletes now. I'm the director of basketball with them, and I live in Denver, Colorado. Like I said, I use sports as a way to share the gospel of Jesus Christ to people and to raise leaders. I do leadership training with coaches and athletes. I work with volunteers, creating a better environment within the game of sports. I'm a basketball player, so I stay in the gym all the time. That's a bulk of my ministry, is just being in the gym with the kids playing, or with players playing. I'm actually working with the NBA right now to develop a discipleship program for them. And then my number one job, just being a husband and a father at home, taking care of that, something that I've grown in since the time I've retired, and that I love doing every day too. Big family guy. But yeah, that's kind of that's where I'm at now. Still doing Hawks hoops. My wife is kind of the one who has kind of taken over that our academy, where it's almost it goes almost hand in hand with FCA and what it is that we do. It's more like basketball specific though, where we're looking to create new ways for people to use the game of basketball as an avenue to success, and like saying, and make leaders, you know, by using the game of basketball too. So a lot of things going on, Jason.
All right, man. Hey, well, it's always good to catch up with you, Hawk, and look forward to seeing you on the court again, man.
Man, I'm looking forward to seeing you, Jason. And yeah, I'll see you soon.